When you call for the resignation of the board and the president, I sit on the board of trustees
Yep.
of Morehouse College and have for several years. The reality is, what do you want the president to do to make this right? You have professors, you have students there, you have rebel-rousers who are anti-Semitic, but you have students who are against the war and how Israel has implemented it, and the fact that they want a ceasefire. Well, Biden wants to ceasefire too. He can't control everything in regard to Israel. He's not pulling out of Israel because that's the only democracy there in that region.
And he could show some leadership. I mean, let's be honest.
What do you want him to do?
This anti-Semitism that we are seeing sweep across this country, it's being fed by the universities and by the woke ideology of the Democrat Party.
It can't be fed by the university. These are students and professors there. Tell you what, you call the police in. Hold on. You call the police in, and you got another Kent State, right? That's no resolution. The president resigns, the whole board resigns. The board, you get a new board, you get a new president, and I got to tell you something. You still got complications there.
Let me ask you this because you're an attorney by trade. The students suing and possibly setting up a class action lawsuit.
Yeah.
They got a case?
They have a right to do that if they don't have a right if they don't feel safe. The reality is, are they safe, or have things occurred that the college is responsible for and has not made them safe? It's a big difference. The problem with this protest is that you have those who, including some Jewish activists, who want a ceasefire and are against how the war has been implemented. You then have others who are there who are anti-Semitic, who want to say from the river to the sea, and that Zionism must die. And so
Zionists,
right. Yeah. And they're all mixed in there. And then the students' messages who are anti-war, their message gets compromised. I'm not letting anybody off the hook here. But I got to tell you, if you're not on that university, if you're not a student, you got to go. If you have anti-Semitic views and you're voicing them, you got to go, and you got to remove that element. But you got to negotiate, guys. What's he going to do with an executive action with no funding? I'm sorry.
Secure the border, same thing he did when he came into office. Well, he reversed it with his executive authority.
There's a whole lot in that joint statement, though, because I got a good feeling he's going to follow the roadmap of Donald Trump to some extent, because you're going to see more action from Mexico on their side of the border than him doing an executive action with no funding. And funding is very important to really be effective. I always thought the invitation for executive action by the Republicans to Biden, the same executive action that Trump never took, was a trap for him. You need funding to be an effective executive order.